Hey guys, this is IrieStarcraft and I'm back to cast another game for you. This one is going to be a 3 versus 3 on the Biolab, and it will be between a YouthInAsia, the Red Terran, and exclusteve. He is the Teal Protoss, a mojojojo is the Blue Protoss, and their opponents will be Ghoul, the Purple Protoss, LMntTork, the Yellow Protoss, and LMntReese, the Orange Terran. So it will be a mirror matchup, dual Protoss and a Terran on each side. Looking forward to this matchup. There are no Zergs, so it should be pretty interesting. Couple things I wanted to say as this game gets underway. Number one, okay, I'm going to abandon the mouse scroll, because apparently it doesn't seem to make that big of a difference after all is said and done as far as smoothness. So I'm just going to go ahead and abandon that strategy. And otherwise, I am still on my headache med, so I apologize if I'm a little bit slow, but I'm going to give it my all. I'm going to do my best for you guys. And I just interviewed for a new job at a chemical lab, so I'm pretty excited about that. I'm really hoping that I can get this job. It would be so awesome. The interview went really well, because otherwise I'm going to be stuck doing this internship, which I really don't really want to do. So that would suck, but hey, you know, whatever, that's enough about me. Let's get to this game. And it looks like the Protoss, as you can see in the production tab, everyone doing exactly the same thing, and no cannon cheese. Amazingly enough, there is no cannon cheese going on right now. And we are chasing a probe around here, though, what do we have? Okay. We built our first pylon down here and our second pylon up here. So interesting. I guess in this matchup, I don't know if it was a... just judging by the placement here. Wait a minute, is this can't be completely walled off. Every time I think that it's fully walled off on this map, it's actually not. So interesting there. Maybe it is fully walled off. But maybe one of these teams had some randoms or something, so they wanted to wall off in case of the Zergling run by, which will not be happening. And we have 2 racks on the way for YouthInAsia. Make it so that will be 4 racks on the way. Definitely some heavy marine push coming out of the Red Terran. And meanwhile, Reese is going for that factory. So with another gas on the way, I expect to see some Hellions and Banshees coming up from Reese. And another barracks is being added. That makes it 5 so far for the Red Terran. And now let's see, do we have any diversity in the Protoss builds? We do have a Twilight Council from mojojojo. Would not be surprised to see some Dark Templars coming from the Blue Protoss player. Meanwhile, a Ghoul appears to be going for a fast Stargate. Alright, I like this. I like where this is going. And Tork is going for the 4-gate. So we have a 4-gating Protoss on either side. One side looks to be it is going to be a charge lots. Charge is being researched very quickly here. So we're going to see mass zealots with charge from mojojojo. I did not see that coming. He has decided to pull all his probes off of gas. Very interesting play right there. And so now the bottom team rallying some troops up to the front and center. Always a good idea. And going to be moving out for some very early aggression here. Ghoul, he does have 1 Void Ray already out and on the way, a second one on the way. And so his base is going to be in a ton of trouble. The top team going for those early voids, that is going to put them in a bind and definitely behind in the unit count. And looks like we are streaming Marines up here from YouthInAsia. GG going down before this game has really even started. And wow, I'm really surprised at that, as the Void Ray has now arrived in the back of mojojojo's base, and Ghoul is just doing work back here. This charge lot business does not seem to be paying off all that well. as now exclusteve is pushing into Tork's base, and it looks like Tork's base is going to be in a ton of trouble here. And meanwhile, the Marines going to go ahead and pick off that pylon, and the rest of these units going to work on the probes. We'll see if Tork opts to just continue sending his minerals as he gets them to his teammates. And now the Zealots from exclusteve trying to break down this wall from Ghoul, but all he has is 4 Zealots up here. He has 3 more Stalkers now, warped in, just chilling in the back. Needs to bring those up to fight. And mojojojo now with his charge lots coming in, and that is some... I'm not so sure about that play here, as YouthInAsia, as mojojojo, excuse me, throwing away some Zealots there, but here comes the Marine support, going to be able to break in here at the same time. It looks like the Void Rays have finished picking off the Nexus, are going to be moving on to the next base, that is exclusteve, and he doesn't have anything back here to defend yet, is going to desperately need to warp in some Stalkers if he wants to stay in this game. And now trying to break the front of Reese's base, but look at Reese, he has gone for those fast tanks, so he totally caught me off guard. I thought he was going to go for the Banshee. He did actually, looks like, get out 1 Banshee, and has been harassing YouthInAsia's base. Doesn't look like he's done a whole lot of damage, but he has forced him to keep some Marines in the back there, and then immediately switch to the tanks. And now a Raven out here, just in case for those DTs, I'm assuming. And so exclusteve is just going to go ahead and finish off Tork's base. He has been allowed to sit here and mine continuously. So it looks like Tork has basically just been feeding his minerals, and now YouthInAsia going to be finishing off Ghoul's base. But both Void Rays are still alive. Oh, they're so low on hit points. I missed a micro battle there with the Void Rays. And it looks like the Void Rays were not able to do a whole lot of damage. It looks like they went for the Nexus, and they were not able to kill it. Oh man, I'm missing battles. I'm missing battles this game. I am off of my game. Instead, I'm busy watching these bases dying here as mojojojo has brought up his probes to finish off that Nexus. Void Rays regenerating those shields in the back now. And look at Reese just spamming the upgrades here. He's getting cloaking for the Banshees. He's going to continue making some more Banshees now after switching off the Banshee tech. And he's turtled up very, very nicely in here. That's going to be extremely difficult to break. And so it looks like bottom team is going to fall back. They obviously have an economic advantage. Reese does have a command center. He is floating over to this expansion area. Now mojojojo is sending up a probe scout, and his patrol line is set up all the way down here. So it looks like, is this probe going to scout the command center? It is going to see the command center flying over there, but only for a brief second. So I'm not so sure if he really did notice that or not. Unless he was staring at that, he would not have seen that command center landing. So we'll see what comes out of that for Reese, as Reese is going to have to push out and try to end this if he wants any chance in this game. Where did the Void Rays go back here? Where are they? They're still back here for Ghoul, doing some harassment, forcing YouthInAsia to sit back here with all these Marines. And just picking off 1 Marine at a time. And you can really micro the Voids well when you have nothing else to do. All you have to do is sit here and play with these Void Rays. And he's just going to harass the back of this base. Meanwhile, exclusteve is researching Blink and +1 armor. +1 armor, actually, yes, +1 armor. I'm smart. And now exclusteve continuing to warp in up front. And all he has is a couple of cannons back here. The Void Rays could really do some damage to the Protoss base. Now Reese he's got to push out. He's got to make something happen. He has way too many production facilities for what he can mine out of here. Though with the mules, that does give him a little boost. And so I'm just waiting for that death push to happen from Reese. And it's going to be all about positioning and timing here. As it looks like, okay, what happened to, okay, exclusteve brought his Stalkers over here, and now the probe is finally going to realize this base is mining over here. So now the Stalkers are going to move out to finish off this command center, and that would be the ideal time for Reese to push out while these units are all out of position up in this corner. And it looks like the blink has finished, so he should be able to finish off this command center. There it goes. And now salvaging that bunker, Reese, it looks like, is going to push out with everything he's got. A bunch of Marines, some siege tanks, some Banshees, and so I'm not sure if he has shared control or what, but it would help to have some of his teammates help control that. And I missed another Void harass down here. It looks like YouthInAsia. And look at these guys, forced to leave so many units in the back. This is the benefit of the Void Rays. Look at him, sitting all these Marines back here, and not even going to be able to kill the Voids because they're being constantly microed. That is so annoying right there. So annoying, man! As Reese is pushing out with his death ball. Is he going to rebuild another command center or just say screw it? He is going to be throwing out a command center over here. And there is nothing but a probe to block this base. So here comes the death push from Reese. And we have Stalkers going to be making a counterattack. And Rutro, these Stalkers blinking in, going to be suffering some pretty heavy casualties, but it looks like they will be able to finish this base off. And oh, Reese is going to pull his whole army back here, and normally I would say this might be a bad idea, but now it looks like you can see that Tork is controlling these Banshees. A scan going off, but the Banshees will pull back, and here comes the entire army to clean up all these Blink Stalkers. I was gonna say, I normally would have thought this is a bad idea, but with the armies being separated that badly, he is able to clean that up without losing his base. And now, oh, the trash talking begins, as exclusteve started this game by calling GG before anything had happened. And now it looks like they are the ones that are in trouble. These tanks, all they need to do is siege up right here, and this will be the end, as YouthInAsia does not even have stim on these Marines. They are just running into the meat grinder. The splash damage just annihilating the Marines. And the Void Rays are even still alive, just for funsies. And that looks like it is going to do it for this game. So, you gotta be careful when you call GG at the very beginning, man. I'm telling you, it is so bad manner to call GG when you're on the winning team. I can't stand it. The only time it is acceptable is when the game is clearly over and the other team won't leave. That is the IrieStarcraft handbook of manners. Number 1, do not trash talk your teammate. Number 2, do not call GG when you're on the winning team unless the other team is clearly bad mannering you by not leaving. If that made any sense. Either way, you got to be careful, because when you make an ass of yourself, someone's going to send it in to me and I'm going to cast it and you're going to look terrible. So either way, pretty fun game right there. Thank you, Reese, for sending me that. It was a pleasure to cast. That is going to do it for me. This is IrieStarcraft, and peace out.